This is Plague Doctor back at you again with another offseason scrim here, looking at BLC versus SV NA. Both of these teams having been seen, I believe, a couple times on these casts, and most likely will be seen a few times more in the future. Currently, we are waiting on some of these SV NA players and a BLC player to come in. Looks like that last BLC player does come in. Now we're just waiting on SV NA. While we wait on them, I do want to talk about, recently hitting Twitch affiliate. I want to thank everyone who has followed so far, everyone who's been watching. It is a huge, huge honor to me to be able to be seen by everyone and, you know, be able to cast for you. I'm glad that you enjoy the casts and to be able to see these teams play outside of, you know, the normal season. I have just started today to do a cast onto YouTube as well as Twitch. I've been doing Twitch for a while. Now I'm doing YouTube as well. That is youtube.com/PlagueDoctor13. Pretty easy to see. You know, if you want, you can pop over there or stay on Twitch. I appreciate your viewership either way. Looking at these two teams, both are actually signed up for VRML Season 4 already, so we'll see if they are going to be playing well throughout. VRML Season 4 coming up on us pretty quickly. Only, I believe, 11 days until the start of the season. Not a lot of time for teams to really get themselves going here. Actually, only 10 days, which is, you know, not a lot to go off of for a lot of these teams. They really need to get some mall plays down. I do expect to be seeing a lot of mall plays being made now that we are getting into the beginning of the season soon. I do want to quickly talk about, there is, it was recently announced today, there is a casters versus moderators match over in VRML on Saturday, this coming Saturday, 3 p.m. EST. The casting team versus the moderator team are going to be playing 5 total maps, and that is going to be casted by a few people, which may include me, doing face cam for the first time. So we'll see how that goes. May or may not. Regardless, looks like we do have both of these casts now live, thankfully. After that 2.5 minute delay for me, both have gone off without a hitch so far. Curiously, it looks like we are still waiting on some of these SV NA players, which is kind of odd when I'm thinking about it, because you would think we would be getting these players in already. But we'll see how it goes here. I want to welcome in some viewers who are now funneling in while waiting for this match to start. I am going to message the BLC team here to see what gives. I want to welcome in some people who are funneling to the stream. Looks like we do have more BLC players here. Maka as well here. There are now 6 total BLC players on the team right now, so maybe they're going to have to think about who they want to sub out. I'm curious what Season 4 is going to look like for VRML, especially with the new gadget that's coming in. It looks to be a new throwable gadget. I've been hearing talk of maybe it being some sort of, yeah, I mean, for lack of a better term, EMP device that'll deactivate other gadgets. So we'll see how that goes. I'm hoping it turns out pretty well, and I'm hoping we get those gadgets soon. I don't really I really hope we get those gadgets soon. Either we get them within the first few weeks of the season, or the new gadget within the first few weeks of the season, or I hope we get them after the season ends, because I don't want, you know, a big meta shift in the middle of the season that will just kind of throw some teams into disarray having to learn these new gadgets. Obviously, it will get some competition going, maybe get some teams getting a bit of an edge over other teams being able to use these new gadgets, but we'll see. Sorry for the wait, folks. I'm not quite sure where these SV NA players are. Sorry for the wait here. Going over maybe just a little bit of the season. Looking at some of the exciting matchups that are going to be happening here, I think we're going to see, you know, Ling being people who are going to be kind of probably up-and-comers here in the next season. They have some pretty good players who are funneling onto their team in the off-season. F3 recently got back together, actually. Yam Time going back into F3, I guess. Getting Angel back on, not as captain. No, I'm excited to see, you know, F3 is now, I feel, disbanded, rebanded, disbanded, and then, you know, banded back together again. Hopefully they stick together this time. And hopefully we'll see maybe some upsets within the top 10. I know typically we haven't had a huge amount of teams that are fighting for the top 10. It's more top 5, if that even. So hopefully with the new influx of teams here, with a lot of teams changing up their rosters a good bit, you know, hopefully we get some good competition going into the season. I am getting word from BLC that Gloomy Melanie will be leaving once these SV NA players get in. They will have an issue with the fact that he does need to leave before the last SV NA player comes in. He does leave, finally. So, hopefully we'll get the rest of these SV NA players in. So far, for SV NA, we do have Demon and Sir Walter Wally. Meanwhile, over on BLC, starting roster is going to be Annihilator, Paladin, Hunter, Dopiest, and Maka. Maka, I believe, a new acquire, actually, for BLC. They are on cooldown over on the VRML website. So, we'll see. Yeah, they are on cooldown, actually. So is Mini Roxy, actually. Mini Roxy is on cooldown for BLC. Should be off cooldown. Actually, Maka is not a new acquire. Maka is actually Quan Chi just renaming their account. Sorry for that misinformation there. Mini Roxy is, however, a new acquire for BLC. We'll see how it works out for them. Looks like we do have these SV NA players finally funneling in to be able to get this scrim started. A bit late, actually. You know, this scrim was already pushed back. Scrim was already pushed back a full 15 minutes from 9 o'clock, and now it looks like we are going to be getting up to a 9:30 start, unfortunately. But it happens sometimes. It's important to be humble when it comes to, you know, watching these scrims. You have to realize, you know, some teams do have scheduling issues. Some teams really do just need to take some time and figure it out. And obviously in scrims, there's not as big of a worry with timing. When you do have a caster, typically you want to be a little more careful with how well you're timing the starts of scrims. But hey, you know, some teams take it a little more relaxed than others. Looks like we are still waiting on one of these SV NA players, but we do get #1 Veil player in over on SV NA, I don't see Featherith actually for SV NA, which is a surprising thing. I saw him last time when they played, and it seemed like he did pretty well, so I'd be surprised if he doesn't come in for that 5th player. Looks like we don't have map vote going just yet. I'm curious. I do remember SV NA did use a good bit of utility last time we saw them scrim, and especially BLC also using a good bit of utility, trying to do some good gunplay. Gloomy Melanie typically would go for a Taurus, but because he's not in this scrim, we'll see what the rest of the team goes for. Annihilator has been known to get some pretty good clutches when I've been casting recently. You know, so he might be able to get some rounds back if they do start going down a few people. Hopefully, we see some good plays this time. I'm looking to have a great scrim this time, and I'm hoping they get to 3 maps. The past few times I've been casting these scrims, they only do 2 maps, and it's just, it's such a rough thing there. You want to see that 3rd map, see it rounded out, even if they did go down 2-0. I feel like just doing that 3rd map is really good for practice on scrims. If you don't do your practice, then what are you going to be doing during the scrim when you, during the season when you have to do 3 maps? You know, if you're not down. I really wish a lot more teams would do 3 maps for scrims. You've allocated the time already. Obviously, there are some outliers here, like this scrim where, you know, one of the teams is, 15 minutes late. But it does happen. But I feel like if you've allocated the time for a scrim, you really should just do the 3 maps. Looks like first map is going to be chosen here. It's going to be Skyscraper. And I believe that was SV NA's choice, as they were not hosting. Chose Skyscraper. BLC seems to just be staying on defense. And hopefully we'll get started soon, either with a 5th from SV NA or a 4v5 from SV NA. We'll see either way. I am going to see if I can get in contact with one of these SV NA players. I'm not quite sure I can, though. Guess we're just waiting to see if they get a fit. Don't really have any contact with the SV NA players, so not quite sure. Crossing 15-minute mark here. Hopefully we get started soon. I would have started the stream later if I knew there was going to be a delay. Don't want you to just have to sit here and watch a lobby for so long. I'm sorry. But we'll take it in stride here. Looks like we did get SV NA, another player coming in for SV NA now. Now they do have 5 players, thankfully. They will be switching sides, actually. BLC is going to be on offense. Thankfully, getting started momentarily, it seems. Just waiting on, looks like one last player, Obama, to switch over to his team. There we are. Skyscraper about to start here on the scrim. Thankfully, getting started. Not too late here. BLC will be starting on offense. SV NA on defense. Running on a Dallas, Texas server here, so not too bad for either team, I would say. Ping's looking pretty great overall. Over on BLC, it looks like they will be going for mostly Spectrals, except for Paladin going with that signature Cyclone. Meanwhile, over on SV NA, looks like we do have 3 Spectrals, and then an immediate disconnect from SV NA, just seeming to have a really rough time keeping players on their team. really rough here. It looks like they even bought a gun and then disconnected. Maybe they're just having some internet issues over there on SV NA. Regardless, looking to get into it, BLC is probably going to be going for just a standard A push here onto the lobby windows. Bot Drone probably going to get taken out by these BLC players if they're unlucky. Drone does come in here on stairs, checking for any utility. Looks like Drone does get taken down here. SV NA, a lot of these players just over here on the A point, covering the meta push. 3 players in the corner here, maybe just trying to make sure they can kill anyone in the hallway. Bot Jeroen, luckily staying pretty near the points. I've seen some teams get pretty unlucky with their bots' movement. BLC might be looking to actually flank around towards B, actually. I see them in that hallway towards radio. Hunter also on the stairs. Maka on the window here, along with Annihilator. Playing this pretty slow. We've seen their slow pushes, working out pretty well so far. We do have Demon now in the hallway. Bot Jeroen pushing all the way out. If there was a roamer, he would be, unfortunately, taken down pretty immediately. Grenade here, primed. Going into the back corner. Does hit some hits off there on Obama. Bot Jeroen gets taken down in the hallway. Demon peeks out, trying to get a great peek there. Dopiest does get taken out there by Demon as Obama takes out Maka. Hunter takes out Obama on the refrag. Hunter's in the point trying to plant his Demon. Peeks around, does get it off. Gets taken down. Tacey stuck in the corner here. Diz pretty low. Paladin is lower. And Tacey gets the kill off there. BLC losing pistol round. While SV NA is down a player. Very unfortunate. Some great positioning from SV NA to get that back even after their bot died. Using it almost as a prox to let them know where these BLC players are, which is how you should use your bots in these scrims. You don't want to be overconfident with your usage of them and try to, get them to get kills. Almost nobody does that, but you really need to just, try to bait them out a little bit. They're a free teammate that you can just bait. Looks like they still have a DC. Looks like number 1 Veil player going to be just looking to kill Bot Jeroen for that Cadillo. BLC seems to be going for maybe a off-meta push onto the hatch, actually. 4 of their players over here. Maka actually separated, maybe trying to do a distraction play. Bit of a huddle here. These players trying to take the Cadillo. They do take the bot down, but if their player reconnects, they're going to be just down a person immediately. Looks like they will not be going for hatch. They're pushing straight down towards bathroom. Going for actually the off-meta push. They are droning through bathroom. Tacey trying to get some information nailed down with that Cadillo. Doesn't get it off. Almost gets wall-banged out. Do have 3 players here on B. Wall is foamed. They're about to open it up as quick as they can. Paladin almost getting wall-banged there. Wasted nade there from BLC, I believe. Wall is open up. Hunter does play space in. Unseen. He is now inside the point. Maka is at the back of the bathroom there. Throwing the EMP out to their teammates. Hopefully to push it around to A, I believe. Really rough incendiary there. Obama does take out Hunter there on the vent. Paladin now stuck because of that incendiary on the other side of the wall. Obama and Demon doing very well to hold this point down. Incendiary does go away. Obama gets the wall blown behind him. Decides to push straight out. Gets taken down immediately by Dopiest with that Omen. Veil player looks to be pushing out behind Dopiest. Annihilator is on flank watch here. Dopiest keeps strafing in front of him, however. Really rough on the flank watch there. Annihilator looks to take out that flank. Does get it off. Dopiest kind of in the middle of this wall. Paladin takes out Demon with that Cyclone. Maka takes out Tacey with a Spectral. SV NA loses another round, unfortunately. However, they do get their 5th back, so they're back on even terms over there with BLC. Now 1-1 here. It's anybody's game so far. Looking at the scores, Dopiest and Paladin both holding a 3-1 record. 3.0 at the start of the scrim. Very good for their team. along with 2 kills from Demon, Obama, and Tacey. Very respectable for their team. You know, it could be anybody's game here, economy-wise. We do have, looks like 2 Vezins actually coming out from Obama and Veil Player, and 1 from Annihilator, a hero buy. Other than that, BLC seems to be saving a good bit of money. Probably a good idea just to protect themselves against any unfortunate losses there. They can afford some expenditures here. Looks like it is bottom floor. Annihilator is waiting downstairs, maybe trying to get a cheeky pick off here on the window. Demon is upstairs, hoping to kill anyone who's going on roam. Casey's in the back hallway. Might get pushed out here by Paladin, actually. Casey definitely hears that repel. Dopius is droning out. Looks like they will be going for a hatch play, actually. Looks like a hatch play is going to be called here. Number 1 Veil Player might not get droned out, actually. But he might not know they're even going for the hatch. Now he decides to push up here. He will not get droned out. Maka does take out Sir Walter Wally. Downstairs, Paladin takes out Obama with a great grenade. Suddenly they've claimed B point. And now SV NA has to reclaim their own point. No more Veil Player now is known to be an A because of a great drone out there. Demon is up on the hatch, unbeknownst to these BLC players, gets a really rough nade on the hatch. Hunter doesn't even notice it came from the hatch. Dopius takes out Demon. Suddenly, Tacey on this back hallway here, trying to push through. Veil Player is inside the point, trying to push through the connector. Really rough situation on both sides here, trying to push through on their own point. Doesn't even have any utility to clear it out. Gets info peeked out there by Paladin, gets taken out. Tacey now alone on this back hallway. You know, I feel like at this point, just saving your gun here might be the best course of action. Maka does get proxied out, doesn't get killed by that Aril. Suddenly they know where Tacey is. Like the play here for BLC is just to not push. Just hold it off. Probably a great idea here for these players. BLC now up a round on Skyscraper. Here on round 4, they can go for a full buy pretty comfortably. No one's going to be down a lot of money. Meanwhile, over on SV NA, they have to force buy here in order to get some rounds off. They really need to put some work in here in order to work it out. You know, get some traction going, get some great work in for their team. Looks like we do have Dopiest and Paladin up on the roof here, along with Maka and Hunter. And Incendiary gets pushed back here, might roll under the venting if they're not careful. Top floor here over on Skyscraper, here by Radio. You know, a bit of a rough push here. They will be going for, I believe, the meta push onto A. Annihilator is on that radio window. There is going to be a drone out from BLC. We'll see what it sees. Dopius checking bottom stairs quickly. Also checks lobby, making sure there's no one laying in wait. Doesn't check that back corner, though. Heading through, he will drone out the person in Radio. Yep, knows there's someone in Radio. It looks like they will be pushing forward, trying to punish. Yep, Veil Player pushing out. Now there are 5 people in A. Sir Walter Raleigh going back to B just in case. Demon might get naded out here, actually. If it was a bit of a stronger throw there from Paladin, he could have taken him out. Paladin gets a great kill off on Demon in Radio. We actually did have a player drop, unfortunately, from BLC. Paladin takes out Sir Walter Wally here. Paladin gets a Incendiary and a nade off, trying to block these players in behind the desk here. Veil Player and Obama both trapped in the A point, can't leave. Now Dopiest and Maka blocking them off. Obama and Veil Player really have to play this. It's really rough the way they have to play this, honestly. Obama does get outplayed there, but Veil Player gets the refrag off on Annihilator. Has to 1v3 on 3 near full health players, only at 48. He is going to get flanked by Hunter. Heading around, gets a great kill off on Hunter there. What a fantastic shot. Tries to get the kill up on Maka. Gets the kill up on Maka, now a 1v1. And kills Dopius for the 3K. What a clutch from Veil player. Some great shots. Wow. Whoa. I was not expecting them to get that off. Well done. Oh my goodness. BLC seemingly having a strategy meeting up on the roof here. They are down a good bit of money, unfortunately, because of that last loss. SV NA now have their feet under them, economy-wise. Going for a soft buy, 3 rifles, 2 SMGs, still not doing fantastic money-wise because of having to buy up, but not doing too bad. BLC still pretty comfortable. If they can get this round off, they'll be able to buy for switch round. Tacey definitely hearing these repels, probably thinking about pushing out towards connector if he can get some cheeky picks off. Annihilator up on the wood here, trying to get pick off here on A. Paladin out on the railing, going for a silent run over to that A window. Number 1 Veil player, Walter, Wally, Demon, and Obama looking to rotate towards A. Tacey is still on the back staircase, does not get droned out actually on bathroom here. Has a pretty safe roam going on. Maka and Hunter pushing up, about to foam out that A wall. Does get wall banged a little bit. Paladin looking to take out anyone. Looks like we do have Paladin trying to drone out any players. Looking for a bit of a through the wall ping there. Kind of a nice. Paladin does get a kill there on Veil player. A great peek in. Nice shots. Walter Wally taking out Hunter with some great play space and great connector play there. Great grenade! Does take out Obama. Tacey takes out Annihilator on a flank. Dopius also takes out Tacey. Dopius now alone on a 1v2. Walter Wally and Demon very low. Stuck on the connector here, but BLC kind of wastes an incendiary on top of the old incendiary. Dopius grabbing the EMP. Maybe trying to get a peek in here on the connector. Doesn't catch anyone out. Now in the point. Demon just chilling in the connector here, waiting to see someone. Dopius gets the kill off on Demon. Sir Walter Wally now alone, pushing up, trying to get the plant, and Dopius does not get the kill off there on Walter Wally. Walter doing some great head tracking there with the play space, shooting down rather than trying to track up. Well done there from Walter Wally, getting his shots off and taking out Dopius while only on, I believe, about 10 health. BLC down on money, down on their luck here with their rounds. SV NA nearly able to full buy here. It looks like they do buy a gun. Now they do have a full buy, full utility. They can buy pretty much anything they want for the switch round. You know, this is looking pretty good for SV NA. Paladin 9-3 for his team, a 3.0 KD this late in the scrim. Very well done. Well done here. Looks like we do have BLC probably going for an off-meta push onto B. SV NA not really expecting it. They have a lot of players over on A, but really no one on B. They just have some utility on B. So BLC might catch them off guard here. Annihilator on the courtyard, trying to shoot out some windows, maybe bait someone to push. Demon, sorry, Obama over in radio. Unfortunately, not seeing anyone here. Paladin waiting outside these lower windows here on lobby, trying to just get any peeks off he can along with Annihilator. Playing the buddy system here, pretty smart. Hunter does shoot out the lower window, which does give SV NA some good sound cues. Now they have some people chilling on B. Because of the sound cues here, BLC could have entered a little bit quieter, I would say, and they would have had some better surprise. But now SV NA is ready for a push. Going for some wall bangs. Don't hit anyone here. Obama takes out Paladin on the flank as well as Annihilator. Done there. Well, done on a flank there from Obama. He'd run straight in front of the open window. Doesn't get taken down. Suddenly, BLC on a 3v5 here. Obama untouched from that 2K. Dopius heading to rappel up on the roof. Casey alone in the lobby here, having some players push up to help him. A really rough incendiary there from Hunter. It bounces off the wall. He's going to get flanked here by Obama. If Obama didn't lag out, actually. Obama lags out on the flank. He would take out Hunter pretty easily, but he just, unfortunately, that's really rough. Demon does take out Maka with some great trip mines, actually, that were not droned out. Demon pushing up in the hallway here does get taken out by Hunter. Now it is just #1 Veil player until that bot goes away, which is holding 2 bits of utility. All right, bot Tidges is up. They're going to take it over immediately. Demon does have some good utility here now. He has a grenade and an incendiary. BLC is going to have to do something quick. They can't wait much longer. They only have 20 seconds, and it looks like Hunter is probably going to get taken out by Demon. #1 Veil player takes out Dopius. Hunter takes out #1 Veil player. Hunter looking to plant here. He has 10 seconds. Demon playing time, but gets taken down. Almost would have been better for him to just wait it out. Hunter hadn't even started planting. I feel like a bit of an ego push there from SV NA. Lost them that round. Plus Obama, unfortunately, dying. Obama just, unfortunately, going down. Disconnecting at one of the worst times possible for his team. A really rough situation to be in. SV NA just plagued with some constant disconnects. Obama now back in. Probably just very sad that they did lose that round. Looks like we do have Maka roaming on the back hallway. Tacey might get some quick picks off if they don't realize. Maka definitely hearing some repels in the courtyard. Probably itching to blow out that window. Tacey and Obama looking to push in on the lobby here. Maka ready on the window. Really wanting to push that out, I bet. But restraining themselves. Obama is into lobby by A. Looks like SV NA is going to be going for the off-meta push over onto A. Rotating through here, we do have Annihilator and Hunter both over on A. Obama does know there's a player here. Hunter going for the ego peek. Wall is foamed. Dopius is actually on flank. Along with Maka, they're going to have to move forward quickly to support their team if they don't want to just immediately get the plant down here. Plant is down. Not wallbangable. Suddenly, BLC is on a 45-second timer. Tacey takes on Hunter. Veil player takes down Annihilator. Dopius and Maka now have to push up on flank. Walter Wally on the flank watch takes out Maka. Demon takes out Paladin. Suddenly, BLC's roam play really did not work out for them there. They had 2 roamers who just couldn't get back to point fast enough. Really unfortunate there. SV NA fanning out, trying to find Dopius here. Dopius gets a 2K off on Demon and Obama, but he still has to kill 3 more players to be able to get this defuse. Casey and Veil player both in front of the wall here. Dopius unfortunately whipping a few shots on their heads. Does take out 2 here. Could get the ace here, but he just can't get the defuse off. Veil player biding his time on this corner. Dopius gets the ace off, but he just can't get the defuse, unfortunately. SV NA gets a really early plant off. Some great flank watching from Wally on that window. And they get the round. They all die, but, you know, they got the round, which is the most important part there. And they get better economy because they planted too. They're able to get all SMGs almost, if they really wanted to. BLC in a tough situation here, looking to be going for a pistol save. Trying to just get a round off if they can, knowing that SV NA has a good amount of cash on hand. Obama looking to push in alone here on servers. Seems like Annihilator did not hear the repel. EMP is actually dropped in Courtyard. Will these SVNA players go and grab it, or are they just planning to kill everyone? Looks like they're just planning to kill. Veil player is going to grab the EMP. Okay, I thought maybe they wouldn't. That was going to be rough. Obama is in servers here. Hunter probably hearing him on the window. Hunter, knowing there's someone in Red Room, does a quick play space, trying to figure out how close they are to the door here. Hunter and Annihilator on servers. Obama looking to push out. Now having an angle on servers. Hunter info peeking. Does not take out Obama, unfortunately missing his head a few times with that Omen. Suddenly down a few players here. SVNA going for a quick push onto A. It's probably going to work out for them here. Maka gets a great headshot there on Sir Walter Wally, but is alone on A. Actually, no, Paladin is on their left. Maka gets a great headshot there on Veil player as well. Suddenly it's just Tacey over in Radio pushing straight in. Does take out both Maka and Paladin. Free to plant if he wants to. As Annihilator is having to duel Obama here. Does take out Obama suddenly on a 1v1. Tacey just commits to the plant. Probably a good idea. Now knowing where Annihilator's coming from. Annihilator does grab an Omen. Looking for an incendiary. Trying to block off the... Tacey goes for a rotate onto the incendiary. Not quite sure what the plan there was for Tacey, but BLC claims their round. Annihilator gets a great clutch off there. I'm not quite sure what happened there with Tacey. But, you know, I feel like BLC will take that win. Maybe Tacey just didn't realize how far that incendiary was. That's really rough. Looks like we do have SVNA going for a full buy here. Trying to, you know, get a round off, secure themselves a win. BLC still on the back foot in economy here. Not able to buy much. Looks like they will be going for a save round. With Hunter getting a hero buy here. Everyone else just getting SMGs. Probably a good idea to be able to get some utility, especially at 4-4. Currently, you know, it could be anyone's game as long as BLC plays these points right. Looks like Obama is on the railing, probably getting heard on this rappel along with Veil player. Looks like SVNA is going to be going for a railing push here, along with Bathroom, just the meta B push. Yep, meta B push going on here. Sir Walter Wally and Tacey both on these bathroom windows, trying to see if anyone is laying in wait. Paladin putting down static. Doesn't do too much other than block them off from coming on the right side of vent here. Looks like Obama opens up that A window and then just waits for someone to step out. Hunter takes down Tacey immediately on the window. Might not know he has EMP, but now SVNA has to go over and grab the EMP before they can come in. Wall is not foamed here for SVNA. They're very carefully clearing this bathroom after losing one of their players. Wall is now foamed. BLC hears another rappel. Looks like Hunter goes for the climb out there. Gets taken out by Obama. A bit of an ego push there. Not really sure why they went for it. BLC not watching the window too carefully here. Knowing that SVNA has to push through the smoke. Dopiest might think about climbing out on the window here. Dopiest watching here. Almost taking out Obama there. Might get ego pushed. Dopius gets taken out there by Obama. Demon takes out Paladin. Obama goes for the ego push. He gets taken out immediately, but gets the refrag from Sir Walter Wally, taking out Maka. Annihilator taking out Veil player, and Demon pushing off by getting the refrag. SVNA now up around. BLC having a good amount of economy now. SVNA actually down on economy here, as BLC still not great, actually. They unfortunately haven't lost a lot of rounds in a row, so they don't have great income. SVNA able to go for a soft buy here. They can't get all rifles, but they do go for just some SMGs as well as rifles. Probably a good idea just to split it up a little bit. Let's see. Looks like we do have SV NA going for, looks like a meta push over onto B here with Tacey and Walter Raleigh both on this outside window. Annihilator laying in wait. Trying to probably just get a peek off if he can. Biding his time for someone to climb in, I believe. Dopiest might get egoed out here if he's not careful. Especially with that Vezin, I don't know if I would flaunt it too heavily. Not much to go around on his team. Looks like we do have SV NA rotating around to come down the stairs, checking for any flanks as they go. Hunter is on roam. Drone does go down here for these players. Some trips over on the wall here. Interesting trip plants here. 3 players now on the railing. Casey still on the window. Obama rotating in front of the window here. Paladin trying to go for a lean peek. Obama does get banged a little bit. Tacey now going in with an Omen. Hearing the trips now. Does take out the trips. Annihilator peeking out. Does take out the Foamer. As well as Walter Raleigh and Obama getting a 3K. He does not get killed by that nade either. Great 3K from Annihilator showing fantastic patience. Hunter climbing out. Getting killed immediately by Veil player. Bit of an unfortunate push there, but he only had an Omen, so it's not much of a loss for their team. Demon and Veil player now pushing down the stairs, trying to salvage this round here on a 2v4. Annihilator got a great 3K off with that Omen, having some great patience there until they started foaming, knowing they would be distracted. Kudos to him. Number 1 Veil player and Demon both roaming down, playing as a team, trying to get refrags here. Dopiest waiting to push here with Annihilator. Does get seen. Paladin does get taken out by Veil player. Annihilator gets the refrag. SV NA dying here. BLC able to kit themselves out here. If Maka can get a gun, does not climb out on the railing, unfortunately. Oh, does grab a Vezin. BLC looking a bit better economy-wise. Able to go for a full buy of Annihilator buys for Hunter. SV NA down on economy here. They will be able to soft buy, but Obama can only get a Viper. Very rough situation for SV NA to be in. These two teams trading rounds back and forth surprisingly easily. I'm surprised we're not seeing a front runner here. Looking at the scores, we have Dopiest at a 2.0 KD, 12-6. Paladin not far behind. Meanwhile, over on SV NA, very spread out, very well spread out scores here. You know, 9-7-7-7, getting kills as a team pretty well. Scores-wise, if we do go to overtime, BLC is leading pretty dominantly, 2,000 points, almost 2,000 points over SV NA. Looks like they will be trying to... SV NA trying to push down immediately towards B. Hunter and Dopiest both in this hallway, nearly getting banged out here by Obama. Looks like they will be thinking better of it. Demon actually going down the vent here. Not something you see very often in competitive play. Hunter taking out the drone. Demon and Tacey both on Red Room. Looks like they will be having a back B push here. Demon going for a surprising lack of info peeks there. There's a door blocker down. Hunter about to have this wall blown directly to his left. Might get quickly peeked out. Dopiest does take out number 1... Sorry, Dopiest gets taken out by number 1 Veil player. Hunter stuck on the side of this wall here. A great grenade there from BLC pushing these players back. Hunter could swing through that door blocker. Does take out Demon. EMP is now dropped in point. Hunter might try to swing through this door blocker, but he is stuck, unfortunately. Incendiary there kind of failing. Hunter swinging out, just not getting any kills down. Such wall-to-wally, taking out Hunter, nearly taking out Maka as well. Maka going for an unfortunate bad grenade there. Annihilator does take out both Obama and Tacey before getting taken out by Walter Wally. Walter Wally also taking out Maka. Suddenly, Walter Wally pretty low, is planting. Paladin trying to wallbang it out, does not get it off. Almost takes out number 1 Veil player, doesn't get it off. Suddenly these players are just backing straight up towards Red Room. Probably a good idea. Paladin having to push up. Probably going to get sandwiched between Veil player and Walter Wally as soon as he tries to defuse. He is holding a Vezin, but this is pretty much in the bag for SV NA if they just play it smart. Paladin nearly getting flanked here by Veil Player, but he does turn. These two players not realizing they're pushing in opposite directions. Paladin pushing back towards Red Room. Veil Player does get taken out there. Paladin going for defuse. Walter Wally knowing he has to push up. Well, Paladin does get the kill out, but does not get the defuse. Unfortunately for BLC, SV NA guaranteeing themselves OT and maybe the win if they can just get that next round off. BLC's economy still very strong, able to get a full buy off. Annihilator can buy out for Hunter. Actually, Annihilator going for utility rather than buying for Hunter. I'm surprised they aren't just going for a buy. You know, Hunter's going to be on an Omen. It's a really rough situation to be in, especially if the other team has a full buy going. Actually, Obama on an Arill getting bought for his team. Looks like not a lot of money to go around here on SV NA. Barely able to scratch out a soft buy here. Not really any util to go around. They do have a drone over on Demon. You know, BLC going for more util heavy round here. I'm just surprised Annihilator isn't buying for Hunter. Maybe Hunter just feels more comfortable with an Omen. But it seems if BLC does lose this round, if Hunter has a really rough static there in the hallway. Looks like we do have SV NA full pushing here onto lobby. They have 4 players on these windows. Demon is going to be droning them in. Does check under, checks for utility. Does see Paladin and Hunter both who do not take down the drone. Great droning there from Demon. Trying to distract these players. Paladin almost roams directly in front of the window and gets taken out, but he barely doesn't. Paladin goes for some ego peeks on that window. Annihilator still waiting very patiently with that Marui for someone to climb in. Demon and Veil Player both here. Annihilator takes out Obama, going for a smoke and incendiary here to be able to push back in. There are some trips down, which might take out some people. Veil Player gets hit on the stairs, gets ego peeked out. Hunter nearly takes down Veil Player with that Omen. Static does go down on the hall. Veil Player rotates downstairs, not having a lot of health to work with. Walter Wally being the only person holding a stim, waiting for someone to climb out. Veil Player rotating over to his teammate to try to get healed up. Veil Player does get healed up here. Maka and Annihilator could just play this pretty carefully. I wouldn't peek if I were them. I really think just playing this very carefully, playing on the point rather than rotating off is going to be the key here. Right now, they don't have numbers advantage, but they do have health advantage. It looks like SV NA is calling a rotate onto B. BLC does hear the sound cues, hopefully. Hunter is here, definitely hears the repels, trying to go for a cheeky pick-off. That almost takes Tasty down. Maka gets Tasty down for the frag. Veil Player takes out Hunter. Hopefully Dopius doesn't go for the peek here. He could just wait for these players to drop in. Dopius going for the ego peek. Doesn't get any hits off on Demon or Veil Player. They know there's someone on the end of that hallway. Dopius is stuck outside the point, unfortunately. He does get ego push, does take out Demon as Veil Player gets the refrag. SV NA now only has 30 seconds to push in. Does take down the person behind box. Suddenly it's just Annihilator here getting ego peeked, and BLC unfortunately not able to get that round off. SV NA claiming Skyscraper. Well done from SV NA. Really, you know, trying to stick out these rounds. Heading off 13 and 10 from Veil Player. Pretty strong front runner there for SV NA. Rivaled over there by Dopiest, 13 and 8. 12 and 8 from Annihilator. Paladin, 12 and 9. Tailing off a little bit from there. SV NA did very well to claim Skyscraper there. I'm glad they were able to really get some rounds off of BLC here. Interesting. Anyways, looks like we do have SV NA maybe having a disconnect. Looks like map vote is already down. BLC is actually down a player now. Hopefully they get a 5th in. Factory is going to be our next map here. I'm surprised we haven't seen Mall. But maybe neither team really wants to pick it. BLC probably looking to get a 5th into here. I'm curious why we had a player drop. Looks like we did have Hunter drop from BLC. Maybe he just had some sort of time conflict. This scrim was supposed to start at 9:15, not 9:30, so maybe he was supposed to only stay in two maps, and then it got delayed. Something of the sort. Looks like we do have Feathereth coming in for SV NA. Looks like he replaced Tacey, I believe. We'll see how it goes from here. Both teams changing out their roster a little bit. Interesting here. Still waiting on a 5th for BLC. Hopefully we're not waiting as long as we were at the beginning for an SVNA player. A lot of waiting for the scrim. That's no diss to the teams. Just waiting on a BLC player. I'm curious what the team's going to look like on Factory. Especially the side choice. I'm not sure whose map choice this was. By the sides that were chosen, I believe it might be BLC. Yeah, BLC's map choice, and SVNA will be choosing side, I believe. Looks like Mini Roxy coming in for BLC. Looks like we will have a full BLC roster now. I believe there might be a tryout on SVNA. I'm not quite sure. None of their names, most of their names don't really match. Or sorry, 2 of their names don't match their rostered members over on VRML, so I'm not quite sure. Looks like they will be starting on the standard sides. BLC on defense, SVNA on offense. We'll see how this works out here. Mini Roxy, bit of a new... Actually, a bit of a new member on BLC, I believe. Not a new member in the community, but new in BLC. Curious how it's going to go. Also new on one of these casts. Good to see her on. I've seen her on Preachers before, but not on one of these casts, so I'm glad to have her. #1 Veil player, along with the rest of SVNA, pushing up, looking to probably go for just a standard push here onto A. Mini Roxy holding down a Spectral. Most of these players on a Spectral. Paladin actually going off of a Cyclone and getting onto a Taurus, surprisingly. Maybe just depending on map, he changes it around. But I'm surprised to see a Taurus come out. Mini Roxy on this window, trying to get some early picks off here on Feathereth. Unfortunately, reveals their position there by an unfortunate fire there that doesn't get any damage off. If they'd waited just a little bit longer, they might have been able to put some better work in there. Feathereth nearly getting killed there by Mini Roxy, getting flanked by Veil player. Feathereth down a good bit of health, actually. Dopius roaming upstairs, checking to see if they're going to go on Hatch. Annihilator getting a great kill off there on War Room. Getting the refrag for Mini Roxy. Walter Wally probably going to drop down into Assembly in a second. Annihilator probably going to get sandwiched between Feathereth and Walter Wally. Annihilator watching this hallway here might be able to take out Feathereth if he just watches this just long enough. Feathereth thinking about pushing towards War Room here. Going for an info peek. Obama does get shot a little bit inside the point. Feathereth being very cautious about his peaks because of his low health. Dopius does take out Obama. Inside the point. Annihilator tries to take out a player, and Bathroom gets taken out there by Wally. Feathereth pushing forward, trying to get the refrag. Paladin gets taken out. After taking out Feathereth, EMP is dropped in War Room. Dopius gets the kill off. Very low here. And clutches it out, taking out Demon as well. Total of 16 health between both of these players. Well done there from BLC, able to claim pistol rounds. Looking at the scores here, we have Dopius getting a 3K on that round. Well done to him. A strong start to this map. Looks like we do have Annihilator passing off an Incendiary. SV NA going for a pretty standard push here. Going for, I believe, A. We do have Annihilator roaming down the stairs. Placing nothing, actually. I thought he placed a prox, but I guess not. Annihilator chilling behind the vending machine. Going backwards. Obama nearly able to get a pick off on Annihilator if he'd peeked just a little bit earlier. A 3-person watch on this back hallway here. Very worried about someone being back here trying to peek out. Hopefully Dopius does not go for it. Feathereth pushing immediately in. Getting info peeked out by Dopius. Feathereth does have EMP. Walking directly in front of the wall, looking to push. Checking back hallway. All 5 of the SV NA players heading towards the building. Walter Wally getting the refrag there. Paladin, stuck on the back corner, does not get naded out. Suddenly, all of these BLC players on A point. Feather is stuck behind the vending machine, watching for the back hallway here. Veil player getting a great kill off on Annihilator. Paladin is still stuck behind this cabinet here. SV NA can take their time with this push. They have a minute and a half. They can get picks one at a time. BLC is in a tough situation here, especially only having 3 pistols. Paladin does have a bit of utility that he could throw out if he wants to. Looks like they will be going for a plant. Paladin taking out Walter Wally. Nearly getting killed there. A great grenade, not able to take out Paladin, but Paladin now stuck behind the cabinet, definitely. Almost able to take out Feathereth. Mini Roxy now alone on a 1v3. Plant is down. Feather going for an info peek. Going in straight in and taking out Mini Roxy. Great play space there from Feathereth to finish out round 2. 1-1. Suddenly looking a little worse off than they were before. Looks like we do have SV NA going for a storage push here. Paladin thinking about putting down trips on storage window here. Not quite sure what SV NA is planning on doing. Looks like they will be pushing it upstairs. Walter Wally throwing a nade. Annihilator ready on the hallway. He is roaming out. Let's see if that works out for him, especially this floor in Factory. It's a bit rough to roam. Obama pushing in directly upstairs, checking downstairs, checking up, not even droning through, just checking it himself, not seeing anyone, able to clear himself to be able to come down the stairs towards storage. Mini Roxy and Paladin getting droned out, I believe. Actually, Paladin does not get droned out there. SV NA able to claim storage for themselves. They know there's no utility, really, inside here now. Walter Wally pushing straight through on a storage, nearly able to take out Maka. Paladin putting down a smoke. Maka taking out Walter Wally through the smoke. Great grenade there. Getting some hits off on Maka, even though he was behind that box. Paladin on the other side up this wood wall here from Paladin. Feathereth in the point, able to take out two of these players. Paladin having his back turned here, pushing out into storage, getting pushed by Feathereth. Annihilator on a 1v1. Both him and Feathereth very low. Feathereth does have gun advantage, however. Holding a Vezin down, meanwhile Annihilator only has an Aril. Feathereth does get a stim as well. He's holding a good amount of advantages here. He does have EMP, too. He can really do whatever he wants here, trying to push through. Looks like there is an Incen down on the connector. Annihilator pushing around to the back of storage. If he can move a little bit quicker, he can get further as he swings out. Feathereth does see him on that back hallway, I believe. Annihilator has a tough job ahead of him to take out Feathereth. Does hear the footsteps here. Pushing out. Takes out Feathereth. Hopefully he goes for the defuse, not the loot. Hopefully he gets that defuse off. He will be getting the defuse off. BLC claiming their second round here. A great clutch there from Annihilator. Able to get the kill off with that Aril. Claiming a Vezin at 20 health only. Well done there. Annihilator, being having some great clutches so far in all of these scrims. Seems like a great addition to BLC's roster. Feathereth going 6-2 at 3.0 KD on the scrim. Very well done from him. During this buy phase, I'm going to go take a quick bathroom break. I'm back in just in time for the round to start. Looks like we do have Obama already in Generator here. Meanwhile, Feathereth getting collided with Demon by Dopius. Some great shots there. Now EMP is also dropped in front of the window. You have Obama still in Gen. Annihilator knows he's in there. Just watching it here. He does have a Knut as well. Not sure why he's on such a long-range push here. Bit of a rough situation here for Obama. Walter Wally in lockers. Unfortunately, he's going to be door blockered out for most of the entrances. Can't even get into the cubby entrance here. Number one Veil player does get the EMP off as they weren't watching it on the outside of that window, but they didn't really know it was there, I believe. Walter Wally getting a great flank off there on Mini Roxy, and Paladin Veil player now able to climb straight in. Suddenly a 3v3. Walter Wally does take out Dopius, but Annihilator gets the kill off. Annihilator is stuck in the cubby here. Maka does hear Obama roaming through. Obama does have a Knut here. Annihilator gets the kill off there on Obama. Now it is just number one Veil player who doesn't have any utility. Annihilator could just wait out number one Veil player. He doesn't have to do anything fancy. He could just wait. I feel like peeking here is the wrong idea. Really don't need to do much here. Number one Veil player looking to back up with EMP, push towards B. Here on a 2v1, if you push together, planting could be a great idea. Sorry, not planting. Pushing could be a great idea. Veil player maybe heading to foam cubby wall. Annihilator does not hear the foam somehow. Now hears it. Veil player looking to foam up B wall, not realizing there was a door blocker there. Now pushing in. Playing Ringer on the Rosie here with Maka. Does take out Maka. Now Annihilator gets taken out by Veil player. BLC throwing there, not pushing together, I feel like. A bit of a whiff from BLC. They didn't push If they had just pushed and gotten the refrag while he was reloading, it would have been fine, but they, you know, they were separated. Well done there from number 1 Veil player to get that round off. It was a tough round to get, especially having to grab the EMP from in front of an open doorway, but they managed it. Well done to SV NA. SV NA setting themselves up well economy-wise. Now able to full buy. If they lose this round, it won't be great for their economy, but same with BLC. If they lose this round, they're going to be hurting. Both teams, you know, having pretty much the same income so far, having both lost 2 rounds and won 2 rounds. Looking at the push here from SV NA, it looks like they will be having 1 person, maybe 2 people actually pushing straight into B. Hopefully, these BLC players do hear the rappel onto the window. Obama does have a Knut, so he's probably just going to be going for a quick push here. Hopefully he doesn't disconnect like he has a few times. Obama going for just the quick push in. Dopius heading to watch it immediately. Obama insend in. Does have a Knut, so it's not too much of an issue for him. Great grenade there, trying to clear out some space for SV NA so they can climb in. Obama does have that Knut. Annihilator about to push around here. Does take out the Knut there without taking any damage. Dopius going for the ego peek on the window. Doesn't take anyone out. Sir Walter Wally peeking around there. Does take out Mini Roxy. Some great shots there. Looks like Annihilator does take out Featherith. Gets taken out by Demon, but it looks like he might get refragged there. Demon and Walter Wally both super low here. Stim is not charged. Demon almost gets wallbanged by Dopius. Demon does get stimmed up. Dopius rotating through, trying to get some cheeky picks off here. Does take out Walter. Might get refragged by Demon. Demon does have a cloak. He is going to try to push up here. He might take out Dopius if he checks his corner. He does check his corner, takes out Dopius here, tries to push up, takes out Maka. Suddenly, he just has to take out Paladin. He has equal health here, but he runs out with his gun down, unfortunately, and gets taken out by the flanker. Falling victim to a classic blunder there. Just having your gun down, running out. You need to have that at hip height. Facing forward, that way you can at least get some hits off. If you have it down, you have to bring it fully up. And that's just so rough to have to do quickly, especially with someone who has their gun up already on the roam. But, you know, you can't have foresight in this game. You don't know what's going to happen. Obviously, from the casting booth here, we see most of what's going to happen. But, you know, when you're in the moment, there's not much work you can really put in to know. Interesting push here from SV NA. They are just going to go for maybe assembly, actually. They do buy out all the utility, obviously. BLC having to go for a soft buy here as Maka cannot afford a Vezin or Marui. Same with Mini Roxy. Down to an Arill. Pinching pennies over there on BLC. However, it is the same with SV NA. Demon only can get an RCP. It looks like they will be going for an assembly push. Obama pushing straight up. There is a door blocker here. He could get naded out, actually. If Paladin wants to just... Dopius gets a kill off there, I think, on Obama's feet. That is so rough. For these players, Featherith taking out Mini Roxy on the roam. A wall is open. Great incendiary there. Both teams putting an incendiary down on the same spot. Looks like they are going to be switching back towards B. EMP is dropped in the corner there. Dopius and Annihilator playing B. Hopefully not going for too many ego peaks here, but they could take out Walter or Veil player. Walter does get EMP, tossing out, getting a Knut down, taking out Dopius, but Annihilator gets taken out as well. Maka is in the connector. Paladin gets a great grenade off there, taking out Featherith and almost Demon along with him. Well-placed grenade. I would almost say an S-tier frag, in the words of Bob. Veil Player and Demon both stuck outside the point. Veil Player does have a stim, but it's not charged currently. Paladin does get healed up along with Maka. If they play this smart, they can get it off. I just feel like they can just bide their time here. They don't need to play quick. They don't need to ego peek out. They can wait for the plant to go down. EMP is in the point. I feel like they know that. Paladin making a lot of noise here. Incendiary goes down, not really waiting for the plant, unfortunately. So SV NA looks to be just trying to wait it out. They do rotate over to A. And get T... Oh my goodness, a 2K there from Maka. Number 1 Veil Player and Demon getting taken out there. Well done there. SV NA. Sorry. Yeah, SV NA is now down 2 rounds, unfortunately. BLC able to claim their 4th round there, you know, putting them up pretty well here. Now going onto offense on Factory. Hopefully they can continue this momentum. Looks like we do have Obama and number 1 Veil Player both in bathroom, actually. Now rotating out. Obama in a very odd position here on the bathroom. Maybe waiting to see if they hear anything on gravel. Looks like we do have a full push upstairs, actually, from BLC. Going for War Room Hatch. Obama trying to bait out some of these BLC players. Hatch is opened up. Obama, Veil Player, and Demon all outside in this hallway. Grenade there, nearly taking out Paladin. Annihilator taking out Veil Player as Feathereth gets taken out by Paladin. SV NA on a 3v4 here. There is, I believe, a roamer. Walter Wally pushing up here. Might get an encounter here with Mini Roxy. Mini Roxy is watching the connector, however. They probably heard some footsteps, maybe. Mini Roxy tries to play space it out, but doesn't get it off. Suddenly, Hatch is controlled here. Annihilator does take out. Annihilator takes out Walter Wally, Obama, and Demon? They pushed in on him, and he got it off. Well done there from Annihilator on the 3K. Looking at the stats here, Annihilator 12 and 5. If he gets 3 kills, this could be a 3.0 KD. Well done. Still holding up that clutch. BLC 3 rounds up here on offense for Factory. They do claim pistol round. Now they're able to grab some SMGs here for round 8. Same with SV NA, though. It's a mostly equal playing field economy-wise still, just because of the early win and loss. Look at the push here. It looks like they might be going for a off-meta push here on BLC, going for maybe Gen, actually. Bit of an odd choice here. We'll see if that works out. Obama and Demon actually downstairs, hoping to flank out Paladin and Maka here. Window is open. Demon and Obama both downstairs. I'm surprised they're thinking about even going in here. Dopiest now pushing through. Window is open here from BLC. Looks to be just a distraction, however. Dopiest is in. Sir Walter Wally pushing out, getting the kill off there on Dopiest, but getting refragged by Paladin with that Cyclone. Obama, as well as Demon, now pushing upstairs, looking to pair up here and maybe get the refrag off. They know the wall is phoned. Paladin shooting out the static, might get killed by Feathereth. Not knowing there's 2 players here. Paladin does have EMP as well. A bit of a fumble there from BLC, leaving the EMP alone. Now, EMP is isolated from BLC. They have to wait for those incendiaries to clear. SV NA pushing their advantage here, throwing out most of the util they have in order to claim some ground off of these BLC players, pushing up in the smoke. Doing some great team play here between Obama and Demon. Miniroxy does take out Veil player. Feather trying to get the refrag, just doesn't get it off. Annihilator will get seen here. Does take out Demon. Doesn't realize Obama's there as well. Featherith getting pushed by Miniroxy. SV NA doing some great work there on defense in order to get the kills off. Demon and Obama coming in together. They were able to get the refrag pretty easily. That's well done from them. I'm glad to see they got that off. Looks like we do have Annihilator and Miniroxy. A bit of a late start here. BLC losing that round a bit rough, but they do still have an okay economy. Annihilator going down to 75 to get that Marui. Here, bit of a hero buy here. Meanwhile, SV NA, Obama seemingly feeling that Knut, going back to the shotgun. Probably going to be waiting in storage here. BLC, probably thinking about pushing straight in, will be met with a rude surprise if they do go straight in. Hopefully they slip a nade or something under there, but not many teams would. Droning out here for Miniroxy. Obama is going to get droned out immediately. Trying to push out. He almost gets taken down there. If BLC had moved a little quicker, they could have taken out Obama immediately. I feel like they really should have just pushed that storage immediately, and they could have taken him out, taking them down a player. They just don't get it off. But, you can't push too soon. Looks like we have double static and double procs here from SV NA. Not quite sure why. Double trip all of their defensive utilities really used on this B point, other than a door blocker. A wall getting foamed out here. Feathereth getting a great lean peek out, taking out Paladin, throwing a nade out, trying to take out Maka. Takes out Maka as well. A very offensive push here on defense. Dopius getting taken out by Walter Wally. SV NA seemingly have superior gunplay here to these teams. Between these teams, I feel like their gunplay was just on point on that round. Well done from SV NA. Now only one round behind. Looks like we do have Obama with the Knut still. Looking for the cheeky static here. A bit of a interesting static there. We do have a soft buy here from BLC. They can't quite afford a full buy. I almost think since they're still up around, going for just maybe a bit of a save here would work out, but, they do get somewhat lucky with SV NA's economy situation here, knowing that they can get superior firepower here. However, that shotgun has been working out for Obama relatively well, I would say. Never mind, he's at 2 and 8. But it's been great intimidation, I would say. Looks like Demon is downstairs. He doesn't have another person roaming with him. That did work out for them last time. I'm surprised they don't, replicate that strat now. Maka trying to get any peeks off on the back hallway there, trying to see if anyone's in the corners over on A. They do immediately drone out downstairs. Demon immediately getting droned out here. Tries to freeze to not get seen. Seems to just kind of run off here. Not liking his chances staying downstairs. They do drone out over on vending here. Feathereth taking out the drone. Obama trying to push up and take out anyone who's following it in. Maka and Dopius going in on Jen here. Number 1 Veil player getting the kill up on Dopius as he doesn't really check his corner too well. Feathereth getting taken out there by Dopius. Maka takes out Sir Walter Wally. Maka stuck in Jen here, is going to get pushed in and helped by their team. Obama is in the other connector. Miniroxy looking to push in and plant. Might get peeked here by number 1 Veil player. Great nade there. Incendiary blocking off the push. Paladin unsilenced Vezin here. Goes into plant. He's going to get pushed by Demon. Demon is alone, pushing in on lockers here. Annihilator is watching the other direction here. Demon's free to push through. Maka gets the kill off there on Demon. Superior firepower. Getting it off. BLC guaranteeing themselves overtime now. Now guaranteed to be able to do OT. SV NA has to get 3 rounds in a row to win. It's not impossible, but it's a tall task, especially for their economy. Unfortunately, they made a gamble last round, and now most of them can barely even afford an SMG or a lower-level rifle. They have a tough round ahead of them here, especially on mid-level factory. So many places that BLC could push in. Pretty strong floor for offense here, especially with the amount of firepower they have. If BLC does lose this round, they'll still be able to buy rifles, most of them, except for maybe Mini Roxy and maybe Dopiest. So we'll see how this works out. Looks like we do have a top floor roamer here from Demon, hoping to block off that A hatch, along with Obama. Both dedicated roamers, it seems. Not hearing anyone repel. All 5 BLC members, sorry, on this side of the building, looking to rotate in downstairs, actually. Might get peeked out here by Featherith if they're not careful. Featherith chilling on the window, seemingly not hearing anything. They will probably be repelling, actually, to that window Featherith is on. He could get lucky. Looks like BLC going for a very slow push, heading in downstairs. Featherith probably hears that window break. Thinking maybe it's upstairs. Very slow push here from BLC, but they have the time to do it. Split push, actually, here as Annihilator and Dopia split off to head up the opposite stairs. Meanwhile, Mini Roxy, Maka, and Paladin all head upstairs as well. Walter Wally actually could get a flank off here on BLC, but he doesn't know they're there. BLC has done a great job of staying very quiet. They have a free plant off on A, actually, if they just get in. SV NA very spread out, trying to get any sound cues they can. They do foam up the wall. EMP is not going to go down. Veil Player trying to push out of connector. Doesn't get it off. BLC needs to get that plant off now before these players can push in and get the defense down. Demon tries to get some wallbangs off. Walter Raleigh takes out Maka with that RCP. Obama coming through connector. Trying to get some kills off there. Obama does take out Mini Roxy and Paladin. Suddenly, EMP is unguarded. Dopiest Annihilator trying to push through from the opposite side. Obama thinking maybe they were coming from B. He is, unfortunately, incorrect. Obama on the opposite side of connector here. EMP is still not planted. BLC needs to get in there and plant the EMP now. Annihilator probably should just come through War Room. Come through on the opposite side of War Room. Dopiest is going to be alone on plant. They really need to get this plant off. They are getting the plant off here. Annihilator holding War Room down. Dopiest grabbing a Vezin, looking to be rotating, trying to rotate upstairs. Obama gets a great kill off there. Annihilator. Suddenly it's just Dopiest trying to hold down EMP alone. Look, if I'm Dopiest, I rotate upstairs to hatch. That's the best way you can hold this against 2 players. Does get double push, takes out Obama, and he ego peeks it. Why are we ego peeking that? Oh no! BLC, bit of a heartbreaking way to lose that round. I feel like if I'm Dopiest, rotating upstairs would have been the play there. I mean, you know there's 2 players. Annihilator got killed by 2 in War Room, so if he had just rotated upstairs, he could have held that a little bit better. Just really tough situation to be in there. SV NA claiming that round. Now all able to buy rifles, except for Featherith. Meanwhile, over on BLC, they are able to full buy, so hopefully they can get this round off and go 7-5 here, like SV NA did on first map, but bit of a bind here. Curious what they're gonna try to do. Well played here from SV NA, getting that round off. They were, you know, a bit of a sneak attack there from BLC that they had a few misplays that I think SV NA took great advantage of. SV NA adapting to BLC's play was able to get that round off. It's so important to be able to adapt. Alrighty. Feathereth here on the door, looking to push out immediately and get a pick off, maybe. He actually doesn't. 2 trips up here. Drone does come in here from Maka. Feathereth gets killed there by Mini Roxy, taking advantage of the fact they tried to push out. Incendiary preventing the push here. Very early Incendiary from SV NA, trying to get any hits off maybe, but they just don't get any off. Dopiest and Paladin looking to push through on Assembly. They will be uncontested here, as SV NA has their full attention on storage. Veil player looking to flank them out. Sir Walter Raleigh getting a great pickoff on Mini Roxy through the wall. You know, fantastic lineup there. No eyes here on Assembly. Annihilator looking to push in here with Maka. Not getting any hits off there. Obama pushing straight through. Where are the comms there for Maka? Suddenly, Dopiest and Paladin in Assembly. Dopiest going for the cloak here. Closing off storage with that Incendiary. Paladin taking out Demon. Paladin also taking out Obama as Walter Raleigh takes out Dopiest. Paladin getting the refrag. He doesn't have a stim. Veil player is in storage, able to just wait it out. Veil player looking to push through. Paladin hopefully checks his corner here, and Veil player gets the kill off. BLC unfortunately not able to claim storage for themselves. Suddenly, it doesn't look too good for BLC. They're going to OT. As well as the fact that SV NA just barely edged them out on points there. BLC is on offense for their OT round, unfortunately. That's gotta hurt for BLC. You know, equal ground here, equal standing when it comes to their amount of money that they have. So hopefully, you know, BLC can get this off and claim this map for themselves. If they can't, it's such a tough few rounds to lose. Pointing out a Cheetos bag here on the ground. Maybe wanting some snacks. And it's also a repeat of the last round, but rolls, you know, just straight up. I believe repeat of the last round. It's so rough there for BLC to lose that round just off of positioning. Double drone here. Looks like we do have Annihilator droning in on storage, not seeing anyone on the side. We do have door being opened up here. Pushing it on storage here. I'm not sure why BLC is pushing it on storage. This is the meta push, which I feel like SV NA is fully expecting. Unless they're just going to switch over to A. You know, bit of an odd choice here. Demon throwing a great grenade out. Might take out Mini Roxy. Mini Roxy does get hit, but not killed with that nade. An Incendiary coming out will not get any hits on Paladin, as he does stay on Repel. Annihilator not able to push in now. We do have Dopiest pushing around. You know, stealth push to the back of A. Mini Roxy does take out Obama on, it looks like, an overextension. Great grenade there, nearly taking out one of these players again. Feathereth overextending here, getting taken out by Mini Roxy. Not quite sure what he was thinking there. Demon behind the wooden wall here. He's got some great positioning. He can get this off if he just waits it out. Looks like A is blown. Veil player getting pushed back to connector. BLC has full control of A. EMP is going to be planted. Walter Raleigh taking out Maka. Veil player taking out Dopius. Mini Roxy taking out Demon, as Walter Raleigh takes out Mini as well. Suddenly, Paladin on a 1v1. Walter Raleigh knows where he is, trying to go for some egos here. And Walter gets the kill. SV NA winning factory as well. It's a great game there from SV NA. BLC just barely not able to get that off. Walter Raleigh going 19-11, almost a 20 bomb here on this match. Well done there from SV NA. Featherith at 11-11. Veilplayer at 10-9. Over on BLC, Annihilator finishing 14-10. Paladin 12-9, and Dope is 12-12. Well done there from both sides. SV NA claiming 2 maps off of BLC. Bit of an upset, I would say. SV NA, well done. I can't get over that. Looks like we will. I'm just not quite sure. Oh my goodness, that was a very exciting end to that map. Looks like we may not have third map, actually. I was hoping we were going to have third map with Gloomy coming in for BLC, but with only 2 SVNA players left, it looks like they may just forfeit this round. Unless they can get players in. Did get a message. They will be done. SVNA probably just wanting to leave on a 2-0. Well played from both sides. The utility was pretty exciting on both sides. Annihilator getting some great clutches, but SVNA returning the favor a lot. Walter Wally was a fantastic standout for SVNA. If he's not already on the team, I feel like he's just a shoo-in for getting on there. Regardless, I think that's going to be it from me tonight. BLC, the only players left in the lobby. You know, this has been SVNA against BLC, casted by me, Plague Doctor. It's been very exciting to watch these scrims over the last, you know, about month and some change here in the off-season. With season starting up in just, you know, basically 2 weeks away, I'm excited to see how the season goes, especially, and just a reminder, we do have that Casters versus Moderators game on the 22nd here on Saturday. That is going to be a great exhibition for the start of the season. I hope I look forward to seeing you all there. I hope you all have a great night. This has been Plague Doctor, and sleep